How you all going, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? This is the tennis world with the tennis expert. I am your tennis expert, right? And I'm here. We've had a great Australian Open. I've updated you in my last video where we are in the GOAT debate after the Australian Open. Djokovic is slightly ahead, but now we've got the clay court season, so Nadal has a chance to go back ahead. Assuming he would play as normal, the best player in play, which is not guaranteed. You've got to play the matches. But for now, it's Djokovic. And what I want to do is to commemorate 22 Grand Slams for Nadal and Djokovic. I want to go over. I want to go over the tactics between Nadal and Djokovic. And I want to talk about two videos, one today and one in a few days from now, about the grass and hard courts, Nadal and Djokovic versus the clay courts. Today it's going to be about the grass and the hard courts, which Djokovic would prefer to play on and Nadal wouldn't. And then the clay courts will be my next video, which Nadal prefers and Novak Djokovic dislikes. But again, they can play well on either one. So what I would like to do, guys, is I want to explain why Djokovic would prefer the grass and the hard courts, right? So Djokovic has a short backswing where the take back of the racket is not very far and the swing is short, right? So Nadal has a big backswing, right? So, for example, if you're on a fast court, the ball's going to be traveling fast to you, right? So you're not going to have time to get through a big swing, right? So Djokovic has the advantage that the ball's traveling fast to him. He's got a shorter swing. He has enough time to get through his swing, right? Whereas Nadal has a bigger swing and the ball's traveling too fast and he won't get through the swing, right? But on a clay court, the ball's going to be traveling slower, right? So you're going to have time to get through a big swing. And then what you need to do is that extra time you're going to get with the ball traveling slower to you, you need to use that time to have a big swing to generate a lot of power. Because when the ball's going to go to the other side of the net, it's going to hit a slow clay court and slow down. So you're going to have to hit it maybe another 5 kilometers, 5 miles, 8 kilometers sort of thing, faster to make up for the fact that the ball is going to hit the slow clay court and slow down. So if you want to get it past your opponent, you've got to have to generate a lot of power to get it through that clay court, right? And how you do this is the fact that the ball will be traveling slow to you. So then you have time while it's traveling to you to set up for a big swing and generate a lot of power so you can get the ball through the slow clay court and through the opponent, right? That's what Nadal does. That's why it suits him perfectly, right? That and of course the top spin where he gets it to bounce higher and all of that. But that's for the clay court video, right? But on this faster court, whereas for example, if Djokovic is on a clay court, right? The ball's traveling slow. He has all this time to do a big swing and really throw all his body into it and generate a lot of power, which he'll need to get through the court at the other end, right? But because Djokovic doesn't have that, he can't generate enough power to hit enough winners to get past, especially fast defenders, right? But then when we go to this fast courts, right, what we have is, right, Djokovic, on the fast courts, right, the ball is traveling fast, number one. So here you want a short swing because you don't have time for the big swing, right? So Djokovic has got the short swing. He can get for his full swing of the racket in time and he's not rushed. Nadal's got a big swing, which, yes, it generates more power, but on the fast court, the ball's traveling fast. You don't have time to get through the big swing, right? So that's the one advantage for Djokovic, right? The second thing is Djokovic doesn't need a big swing because when he hits the ball, he's able to generate enough power because when it bounces, it's going to go through the fast court and it's going to continue to travel fast. So you don't need a huge amount of power. So if you can get a moderate amount of power, it's going to have enough power to move through a fast court and through an opponent, right? So Djokovic, number one, his short swing means he'll be ready in time. He'll always be able to finish his swing. Number two, he doesn't need a bigger swing because he doesn't need to generate a huge amount of power because the ball just needs to have enough power to travel through a fast court. Whereas Nadal, for example, yes, he has all that power, but he doesn't need any extra power because all he needs is a short swing Djokovic type of power. He's going to get through the fast court and get through past your opponent. And then you need the short swing because the ball's traveling fast. So in this, Djokovic has the short swing. He's able to finish his swing. It's not a huge amount of power. It's enough power to get past your opponent on a fast court. Whereas Nadal's got a lot of power but a big swing, but the ball's traveling too fast. He doesn't have the time to get through that big swing. So you might wonder if they're both great ralliers, why does the surface matter? Like clay court suits good ralliers anyway. Well, that's why, because on clay, what you have is you have where you have all this extra time to get through a big swing, and you need to use all that time to have a big swing to generate a huge amount of power. Because when your shot crosses the net, it's going to hit the clay, it's going to slow down, right? So you need that extra amount of power, and you use that extra time to have a big swing. Whereas Djokovic doesn't have that big swing to get through that, generate a huge amount of power to get through the clay court. But here on this fast court, Djokovic, by the ball traveling fast, his short swing, he's ready for the ball traveling fast, and he has enough time to get through his swing. And that short swing does generate enough power because he only needs to get enough power to get through a fast court. He's got that. Whereas Nadal is set up for clay. He wants this extra time to get through the big swing, particularly on his forehand. But on the fast courts, it's traveling too fast. He's rushed. He can't really generate that power because he doesn't have time to get through the big swing. Whereas Djokovic gets through his small swings and it's enough power, and he's not rushed because they're shorter swings and they take less time, and it doesn't generate as much power as like a Nadal forehand, but it's enough to get through the fast court. The second thing why Djokovic is an advantage on this faster courts used, right? One, Djokovic has a better serve than Nadal, right? And serves, if it's going to be a slow court, you're going to have more time for the ball to bounce on the slow clay court and get it back. But on a fast court, there's less time. So it's going to travel through, your serve is going to travel through the court faster, giving your opponent less time to react on the return, right? Just a minute, guys. Yeah, a bit bright. So what I was saying is, so because it's a faster court, Djokovic's better serve is going to get more benefit on a fast court because it's going to once it bounces, it's still going to travel through the court faster, giving the returner less time to return. Whereas on clay, it's going to slow down. His better serve will be less of an advantage, and Nadal will get that extra time to make the return in. So that's another advantage why it's better for Djokovic on a faster court. The other thing is Djokovic has a better return of serve than Nadal, and especially attacking return of serve, attacking the second serve, where he's able to attack the second serve, hit it quite hard and fast, and make it land deep, right? And what he wants to do is where the attack the second serve on the return, get it through the court fast, and then put the opponent in a defensive position. Maybe they can't even get the return back because it's traveling through the court fast. Or maybe they just arrive late at the ball because the return's traveling fast through the court. They have to play a defensive shot and then give Djokovic a short ball, and then he can control the rally through there. But again, this attacking the second serve return wants it to get through the court as fast as possible. So Nadal will either not get it back or arrive late and give him a short ball. But if it's clay, it's going to slow down, give Nadal more time to get it and more time to get it back deep and more easy to get in a 50-50 rally. Whereas on the fast court, the second serve return, the attacking one will go through the court faster. More times Nadal won't get it back, and more times Nadal will be in a defensive position, and just scramble to get to the ball, hit a short ball, and Djokovic will control the point. So Djokovic now can start most of the points ahead because his first serve's better than Nadal. That's going to go through the court faster. It's going to be harder for Nadal to return on a fast court. Second serve better than Nadal. That's also going to go through the court faster, harder to return from Nadal. And then he's going to attack Nadal's second serve. And that attacking return of serve is going to go through the court faster, attack, and then give Nadal less time to get to the ball. And then he's going to be able to control the rally from there. So it's only on Nadal's first serve that Nadal has a chance to start the rallies ahead. So they're pretty good at long rallies. They're pretty great. But if Djokovic is starting the point ahead on the first serve, second serve, and Nadal's second serve, which he's going to attack, and that's going to go through the court faster, he's going to start 75% of the points ahead. Whereas if it was a slower court, Nadal would have more time to get to these balls and make it more of a 50-50 rally, right? And then there's that, and then there's the fact that Nadal has a big swing on his shots, and he's going to arrive late. Djokovic has a short swing, and he's ready on the faster court to do his full swing of the racket, whereas Nadal isn't, right? So when you add this, he's 75% of the time he's going to start the rally ahead, and he's going to stand in the middle. He's going to push Nadal around, and all he has to do is finish the point when he's got control of it, right? And Nadal's got to defend. Well, again, defending is harder on a faster court because the ball's traveling faster. You've got less time to run and chase down the balls. And when you're in control of the rally, as Djokovic is, it's much easier to get past the defender because your balls will be traveling faster. So because they're going to be traveling faster, it's easy to hit a winner, and it's easy to get around your opponent's defense. And Nadal's been a very good defender. And then another thing is because you got control of the point from your serve and your return of serve on the second serve, 75% of the time, you can start to move inside the court because of that, right? Whereas if you didn't get that, and it might have been a slower court, it could be like a 50-50 rally, for example, right? Where both guys are at the back of the court. But now, if you hit an attacking return of serve, you've got a short ball, you step in and you move the guy around. Now Nadal's behind the baseline, Djokovic is in it, Nadal's moving, Djokovic is moving Nadal around. And the same on his first and second serve. Enough to just get a bit of a short ball, get control, get inside the court, move him around. Now he's inside the court, so it's less of a distance to hit the ball to finish the rally. And why did he get that position? Because his first and second serve and his attacking return of the second serve traveled through the court faster. He got a short ball. He got control of the rally. He got inside the court. But if it wasn't traveling that fast, his serves and his return of serves, he wouldn't get that control. So now he's in control. All he needs to do is finish the point. It's easy to finish the point because Nadal's on defense. He's got less time to react in the defensive position to run down balls. And it's easier for you to finish the point, to get past Nadal's defense, even if he's very fast. And then you have to, the ball has to travel not as far because you've got inside the court. So you don't have to hit as long a distance, number one. Easier to finish the point, it's going to travel faster. Two, the court's going to be fast. So even if you're at the back of the court, it's going to travel fast. But if you get inside the court, it will travel faster. So it's mostly this, that Djokovic is able to get control of the point 75% of the time from the first, second serve, attacking the second serve, right? Djokovic is able to get that control because his return of serve and his serves travel faster through the court. That allows him to be inside the court, which he wouldn't have had if it wasn't a faster court. And you don't have to hit it as far to get past Nadal's defense. And even if you're not inside the court, to just hit the ball the full length of the court through Nadal's defense, if you've got control of the point, it's easier for you to finish the point because the ball's going to travel faster to get past Nadal, and Nadal's getting less time to get to those balls. So as far as starting the point and getting control from the serve and the return of serve, for that getting you inside the court, and then the ability to get past Nadal once you've got moving around, you get that advantage because the ball's going to travel faster and it's going to be easy for you to finish the point. Whereas Nadal's going to have less time to react, right? So that's basically why Djokovic is better on grass and hard courts, right? So the question is, and then another thing is Djokovic, Nadal's best, he can go to his backhand, right? And Nadal won't have time to run around his forehands because the ball's going to travel to the backhand fast. With Nadal, you won't have time to run around, right? Um, if he does run around, it's going to leave the court exposed. Nadal needs time to get back into position. You're more likely to get the ball through past Nadal and expose that open court. You can also hit the ball very fast and hard directly at Nadal's forehand. Even though he's got an amazing forehand, the ball's going to travel through the court. The ball's going to travel through the court, right? Very fast. And Nadal has a big swing on the forehand, so his swing. The ball's going to travel through the court so fast that Nadal's big swing, he's going to arrive late on his big swing. So he'll probably arrive late, hit a short ball, and then give Djokovic control, and then you can finish the rally from there. Because the ball, if it was a slower court, you wouldn't go to Nadal's forehand because it would hit the court, it would slow down, it would give Nadal time to get this huge big swing on the forehand and control the rally. But on the fast court, you can actually hit it into his forehand. It's going to go through the court very fast. Nadal's big swing on the forehand is going to arrive late. He'll hit a short ball and you'll get control of the rally. So that's another reason why if you're Djokovic, you want it like that. And then Djokovic struggles to have enough power to finish the points to get it past Nadal's defense. So he's going to want the court to be as fast as possible to stop that being a problem. Whereas Nadal wants as much time to set up on the forehand with the big swings. So he wants it as slow as possible. But then again, that's why this suits Djokovic. Another thing is Djokovic likes the ball to go sort of flat and low to the ground. So on a faster court, it's going to skim very fast, lower to the ground, and get through the court, right? Whereas Nadal, and they're just going to go through perfectly what you want, right? Whereas Nadal is trying to get the ball to have a lot of spin, so to jump up in the air, bounce down, and then kick back up at you, right? But these fast courts, they don't work like that. The ball skims through, low to the ground, right, and just goes through the court, right? So Djokovic is doing that. But if you're trying to make the ball to not go low to the ground and through the court, it's trying to go up. The fastness of the court, you're not getting full advantage about low, quick through the court because the ball's not trying to go low, quick through the court. It's trying to go up. But then it's not a high bouncing court. So it's not getting low, fast through the court like Djokovic. It's trying to go up with a top spin for Nadal, but it's not really going up either because it's not a high bouncing court. So it's not getting through the court, number one. It's trying to go up higher on Djokovic, but because it's not higher bouncing, so it's just not moving through the court, Nadal's shot, in the way that Djokovic is. It's trying to go up, but it can't get up. So then it's not going high. It's going into Djokovic's hitting zone, like shoulders, rib cage, waist region, trying to get up, not getting up, just in the hitting zone so Djokovic can attack it. Whereas Djokovic is and not moving fast enough because it's not trying to move through the court but move up. But it's not getting up, so it's just slowing down, going into Djokovic's shoulder, rib sort of area, hitting zone, and he can hammer it. Whereas Djokovic just skims very fast, low through the court, and it's down around the knees at an uncomfortable place for Nadal to hit. While Nadal's trying to get up to the head and neck, not doing that, and it's just staying in the waist high hitting zone. And then because it's trying to go up, it's not going through the court fast. Djokovic is going through the court fast and low. So Djokovic gets hit. Nadal's at the waist high, rib high area, perfect. Whereas Nadal's got to hit Djokovic's balls low, which is much harder. And then Djokovic just naturally goes low through the court, whereas Nadal's trying to go up and not through the court, right? So then that's another reason why it suits Djokovic. So Djokovic just needs to play this game. Better serve, better second serve, better attacking at the second serve. Start the point ahead. Then he's inside the court. It's easy to get past Nadal's defense once you've got control because the court's faster. Nadal has less time to react. Your shots travel faster. And then he can go into even Nadal's strength, the forehand, and Nadal's big swing arrives late. But it all starts with starting the point. with the serve and the attacking second serve return. And then he's getting control of the point, and then it's easier to finish off because the ball's traveling faster. Nadal's got less time to get to the ball, and Djokovic's balls are getting through low through the court and uncomfortable. Nadal's trying to get it to kick up. It's not happening. It's just slowing down and going into the hitting zone. And that Djokovic just needs to keep doing that. Start the point ahead, serve, return, better return, and then control the point, and then you can move the guy around, finish the point. You can even go into his forehand, have him arrive late. You're controlling all the rallies, and you have the power to finish the rallies that you're in control of. The faster court gives you the more advantage on the serve, more advantage on the second serve return, control of the point, and then easy to finish the point from there. And you can even go into Nadal's strength beforehand and get a short ball because he won't finish his swing in time, right? So the question is, Djokovic just needs to keep doing what he's doing. What can Nadal do to change it on these fast courts, right? Well, firstly, he needs to stop letting Djokovic get control of the point from the beginning, from the serve and the return of serve. So Nadal really needs to have a better serve, a better second serve, and he needs to also attack Djokovic's second serve. He needs to do exactly what Djokovic is doing and make it where Djokovic, right, is controlling less points, because now you're going to serve as well as Djokovic. So you're going to get as many free points as Djokovic on his serve as you're going to get on yours. You're going to start as many rallies ahead on your serve as Djokovic is on his. But then you're still likely to start more points behind, because when you when you miss your first serve, Djokovic is going to attack your second serve. So all the points he gets ahead by attacking your second serve, you need to, when he misses his first serve, you need to attack it too. So Nadal needs to get better at the first serve, the second serve, to get control of the points. And then when Djokovic is serving a second serve, he needs to look at this as a chance to start the point ahead and attack Djokovic's second serve, get control of the rally. So that's basically the key. Nadal serves better on the first serve, second serve, and then on the second serve return, attacks. And maybe he can start just as many points ahead as Djokovic, and then it can be decided by the 50-50 rallies. And then, like we have usually on clay, he does better in those slightly than Djokovic. So if he can do that, and then the next thing, from the very first point of the rally, he's got to attack. He's got to hit the ball more flat or lower to the ground, less spin. He's got to attack from the first point in the rally. He's got to look to attack, go for it, try to push Djokovic back, try to get control of the rally, hit his forehand down the line flat and lower to the ground, come into the net and finish points. His backhand's got to be this new backhand he has with this attacking, where he's going for more, but he's not trying. His backhand's not good, not trying to hit winners, just trying to say, on this fast court, I'm going to go for more power. I'm going to hit it harder. It's going to get through the court faster, and it's going to make Djokovic arrive late in balls. And then you're going to get a short ball, and then you're going to hit a forehand, and then you can control the point with 1, 2, 3 forehands. So more power on the backhand to get a defensive shot from Djokovic through the fast court, move him around with the forehand, just generally being aggressive at the start of the point because it's first strike tennis, get Djokovic on the defense from the beginning. And then the advantage that Djokovic has, starting 75% of the rallies ahead, and you're always on the defensive position, and you're trying to turn defense into attack. It can't be that way because it's hard to defend on a fast court because the ball's traveling fast and you're arriving later in balls. And Djokovic is too good. If he gets control of 75% of the points on a fast court where he can just hit balls fast through the court and finish the point, and you don't have enough time to even defend, you're not going to do it. So you need to limit that, and you limit that by serving better on the first and second serve and attacking Djokovic at second serve. You may not quite get your serve and return of serve just as good as Djokovic, but maybe you can get it where Djokovic is only starting 55% or 52% of points ahead. And then you just try to do as good as you can. You defend when you have to. From the very beginning of the rally, you attack and push Djokovic into a defensive position. You go for more on the backhand, but not like to try to hit a winner. Just power, but safely inside the lines to get the defensive shot. It's going to travel through the court. Djokovic blocks it, and then you can hit forehands from there. But it's about a better serve for Nadal, better second serve, better return of serve on the second serve and being more aggressive with that. And then it's about from the very first shot in the rally, trying to push Djokovic back, trying to go for more, and then things like that. But for Djokovic, he just wants to keep it going how it is. Better first serve, better second serve, starting the point ahead on the service games, attack Nadal's second serve, force him in defense, get the short ball, move him around, right? That's what you want. That's what you want if you're Djokovic. And then you want to say, how is this guy going to be in a defensive position on a fast court 75% of the time, always be under pressure to turn defense into offense? And it's harder to defend because the ball's traveling faster through the court, and it's easier for Djokovic to finish the point where he's in control. So really that's critical. Better first serve, better second serve, serve plus forehand. So serve, if Djokovic returns slightly short, hammer a forehand, get control. First point, go for it. Attacking second serve, force Djokovic into defense, and then hit. You don't need to hit a winner. It doesn't need to go for that much. Just enough to force Djokovic in defense and then control it with the forehand, right? And just on 50-50 rallies, you want to go for it and put Djokovic under defense. That's what Nadal needs to do to change it. Serve plus forehand, and then backhand going for more. Block shot for Djokovic and then hit with the forehand. So Djokovic is also trying to say, Nadal's big forehand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 shots, can't be beat. So what you got to do is, if you're Djokovic, try to avoid that. By one, either hitting it to Nadal's backhand, or two, by hitting it very fast and hard into Nadal's forehand and have his forehand arriving late where he can't get a proper swing off, right? So then Nadal's never in a position where it's time to set up on the forehand. It's either a backhand or a shot going to his forehand very fast, and he's rushed and doesn't have time to set up. And that's what you want from Djokovic. Backhands for Nadal or forehands where he's rushed, right? But what Nadal wants to do is change it with better serving. Now he has time to set up on the forehand. Better attacking of the return of serve. Block shot has time to set up on the forehand, right? More on the backhand, block shot, time to set up on the forehand, right? And just always try to, at any time, don't just trade, push Djokovic back, right? So that's what Nadal needs to change. First serve better, second serve better, serve plus forehand, attacking the return of serve, and more on the backhand and just more aggressive in the rally. And when you hit the good backhand, you get the block, forehands. Great first or second serve, forehands. Great attacking return of serve, not a winner. You don't need just a defensive shot, and then control with forehands. And then in the rallies again, if he goes to your backhand, hit the backhand hard, block, get a forehand. That's what Nadal needs to do to change things in this matchup. So that's sort of my feeling. But Djokovic has got it for most of their career with the areas that I've mentioned. And the main thing is Djokovic wants to avoid Nadal having time to set up on the forehand by going to his backhand or going really hard to Nadal's forehand where his rush doesn't have time to set up. Nadal needs to get more forehand following first serve, second serve. He's attacking, returning of Djokovic's second serve and going for more on the backhand and then setting the forehand. So that's what's happening. That's what Nadal needs to do. But currently, what I've mentioned Nadal needs to do, he's not really doing. So Djokovic is using the areas I've mentioned, starting the points ahead with serve, return of serve, getting control of the point, moving Nadal around, going into his forehand where he doesn't have time to set up and rush him, or going to his backhand, and Nadal never has time to set up in the forehand. Nadal needs to do the things that I've mentioned to change this matchup on a grass or a hard court. So that's my video for today. Subscribe, bell notification, thumbs up. Be back here in a few days, and I'm going to do a video about Nadal versus Djokovic on the clay court. Why is Nadal better? What's the matchup about? And what can Djokovic do to change things? Just like I did on this video, where I explain why Djokovic is better on grass and hard court, what he does, what Nadal can do to change. It's going to be why Nadal is better on clay and Djokovic isn't, and what Djokovic can do to change, right? So So that's my video for today. Subscribe, bell notification, thumbs up. This has been the Tennis World with the Tennis Expert. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being with me, guys. Bye for now.